Today, we are talking all about how to hire a VA that's actually going to make you money and be helpful. Isn't that what we all want? Like, we want team members who not only can we count on, not have to micromanage, that are going to treat our business like their own, but who also are going to be helpful, right? Like, they're going to be like, thinking ahead of you. They see problems before you know of them and they just get stuff done. Sounds like a dream, right? But it is totally possible. I built a multi-million dollar business with a team of 17 women in my office and 150 caregivers out in the field. And it all happened because I hired unicorns, AKA A players, top team members. Call them what you want, but they are those amazing humans that treat your business like their own. So, hey there, my name is Salen. I am your fun business coach, and I mentor women entrepreneurs from burned out to balanced in just 90 days with my unique blueprint called the Legacy Business System. Now, before implementing the Legacy Business System in my franchise business, I had hit the $1 million mark, but it was requiring me to work 80+ hour weeks. And sure, I had a 6-figure salary, but I could have gone back to my 9 to 5, made $50,000 and worked 40 hours and checked out at 5 o'clock every day. And so I knew at that point, something had to change in 2010 because otherwise I was hanging up the for sale sign and saying, I'm done. Lucky for me, I met with a coach and he was able to give me the outside perspective that I couldn't see on my own because I was so involved in the daily operations, thinking that I had tried everything already. Like, I vomited all my problems on him and said, you think you're so good, basically, tell me what I've missed. And he did. Very quickly, he saw them in our session. And I took that information and I went on to triple that $1 million revenue, actually more than triple, 4x my personal paycheck, and reduce my hours from those crazy 80+ to just 16. The more money I made, the less I had to work. And it was all because I had a team of unicorns, A players, top team members, call them what you want. And so today we're going to go over the 3-part hiring framework that my very highly skilled human resources team built for me in my franchise that I continue to use today to hire VAs inside my online coaching business. So the first thing is recruiting, right? You need to have the people come to you and they need to be amazing. Like, back in the day when we first started recruiting caregivers, we would put an ad in the newspaper. Yes, I said newspaper because it was 2007, and we would be inundated with applications. The problem was it was taking us too many man hours to get through all of those applications to find the unicorns. Once we realized that there was a need for our job, we fine-tuned that advertisement in the newspaper and we started bringing in unicorns, which allowed my staff to save hours sifting through applications. So recruiting is a huge thing. One of the big lessons that my mother, she was worked in human resources for 30 years before she came into my business for 10 years, is she taught me that retention, right? So them staying with you begins with recruitment. So it's kind of like one of those things where you need to slow down to speed up and make sure that you get recruitment right in order to find the people. And you want to put your recruiting efforts into attracting those unicorn candidates. So you have not only one to meet your job, but you have a pool of people that you can potentially pull from in the beginning. Now, part 2 of the 3-part hiring framework is hiring. Now, most people think that hiring is just like, okay, here you go, here's your job. And, we're all good to go. But the problem is, if you don't hire right, it doesn't matter how amazing your business is, they're not going to stay, or they might not even accept that job offer because you don't hire them correctly and make the offer that suits them and their needs. When you hire someone, it needs to be a mutually beneficial working relationship. And I can tell you, money does not solve all problems here, right? And so the big thing that's so important is really finding out what motivates your potential new unicorn, right? So you're having those interview conversations with them. You're like getting to know them and you're like, yes, this is the person that I want. And so when you put together a clear offer for them, you want to make sure that it's not only going to benefit you and your company, but it's also going to make them happy that they want to stay for the long term. And again, money does not solve all problems. Sure, some people are very money driven. Not everyone is. I learned that lesson the hard way in business. And so you really have to know your candidate, know who you're hiring, because not only is this going to be for the immediate hire, but it's going to be long term, right? You want to know, like, okay, if I want to have this person grow with me, what motivates them? What gets them excited? What's going to help them build my business, right? So that's number two. Number one was recruiting. Number two was hiring. And number three is onboarding or training, right? So many people overthink this part. They think they have to have their SOPs and their systems and their processes and all of this stuff in place before they can hire a virtual assistant. And yes, all of that is wonderful. But when you're in a situation of burnout where you're working 50+ hour weeks, your revenue is stagnant because you physically have no more time to give to the tasks that need to be done in order to grow your business, or you're starting to experience those mental and physical issues like exhaustion, fatigue, anxiety, depression, lack of motivation, all of those different kinds of things, then you need to get someone on your team in order to help you grow. Now, some of the challenges that I see here is that the mistakes that women are experiencing is they are perfectionists. It has to be perfect before I bring someone on, or I've talked to a bunch of people and no one meets my expectations. Here's the thing. Perfect is impossible in business. It's never going to be perfect. And if you wait for perfect or you think someone is going to be perfect, it's never going to happen. And that's a mindset, maybe that was a mindset shift that has to happen as an entrepreneur. You need to realize that you're not perfect, your business is not perfect, and the people you hire are never going to be perfect. We want to get things as close to perfect as possible and then get the work done, right? Now, the other mistake that I see women making that is a big, big mistake is they use what I call the DART method. So they go out to sites like Fiverr or Upwork and they put in, I need a social media manager. And it like brings back like a million results. And you're like, oh my gosh. And so you narrow it down a little bit with their filters and you still have like 100,000 people. And you're like, what do I do? And so you literally have it on your desktop or your phone because you're doing those late night searches when you're supposed to be paying attention. And you literally close your eyes and you're like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, who should I pick? This one. And you're like, you're hired. Like, that is not a hiring strategy, right? And so you have to have this 3-part framework in place. And I help you go through that. And I have a fabulous service for burnt out women entrepreneurs called Salem Shortcut to Finding and Hiring a Unicorn VA. Not only do I help you figure out what is the tasks that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck in your business. But I also give you a task list job description to hand over to pre-selected VAs that I have put together for you. So all you have to do is send them the carefully curated job description that I put together based on your needs and say, how much would this cost me to get all this done? You guys figure it out, and wham! You got yourself a new VA, and usually we can get this done within 7 days. So if you're a woman entrepreneur who's literally at the end of a rope because you just can't get everything done, like you're struggling to sleep because your brain won't shut off because you have so many things going on, or if you're like, this is so outside my zone of genius. Like, I can't do those website updates. Social media is stuck and I don't know what is going on, or the customer service inquiries are throwing you over the edge. Then my done for you service is probably exactly what you need. Comment DFY below and I'll send you some information about it. But I have worked now with quite a few entrepreneurs for this service, and they are so happy with the results because they're literally outsourcing those tasks that have been on their list forever within 7 days. And it's like, whew. And these are people that you can trust. They get the job done. It's simple and easy to work with them. So that is what I have for you today. You absolutely need a team if you want to scale your business. And so the question is usually, what are we going to delegate first? And I'm here to help you figure that out so you get that biggest bang for your buck, biggest impact on your bottom line. But that's all I have for you today. If you love this topic, I send out a weekly email every Sunday called The Sunday Shift with Ceylin, where I give you my best business coaching advice and action steps to take in your business with a little bit of storytelling in there that helps you learn and also implement very quick things for fast results in your business. Comment newsletter if you're not on my newsletter, and I will get you signed up. But I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you next Wednesday. Let's see, it is a March next week. So I will see you next Wednesday. We're going to be earlier in the morning next Wednesday, probably around 10 a.m. But join me back here. Put on your notifications. If you're seeing this and you're not following me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, click subscribe, click follow so you get notifications on when I'm going to be live. And if you're feeling the burnout and you want to talk one-to-one, my DMs are always open. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later.